let's go ahead anyway and go around the virtual room with introductions. We'll start me and Kenzie in the room. Angie Martell, environmental planner with PPACG.
Kenzie Courtney, air quality outreach at PPACG.
And let's go online. I'll just call on people. How about Amanda?
Amanda with El Paso County Public Health.
And Bob?
This is Bob Tomlinson, the environmental quality chief for Peterson and Cheyenne Mountain.
Jacob.
Jacob Matson, Mountain Metro Transit, Planning and Operations Supervisor.
And Rick. I know Rick had some challenges with his microphone last meeting, so it looks like you're still on mute, Rick, just in case. Well, there's another Rick coming into the meeting, so go ahead and interrupt us if you get your microphone working. Sorry about that. And Sakota.
Hi, with CDPHE.
And Victoria.
All right, Chavez, Department of Public Works.
All right, we're a little light today, but thank you guys for being here. We have a real short agenda as well, so we'll probably just whip through this unless you have other things to bring up. So first thing on our agenda is a little update about the Ozone Advanced Program. As you are all aware, our sort of air quality, which is 2020 dated. So I just received notification from, sorry, I saw a few people jump into the meeting. Notification from EPA that their Ozone Advanced Program has been ended. It no longer exists. So I think we need to have a conversation about whether that continues to be our air quality planning document or if we need to update that. So anyone have thoughts on how we proceed with our, obviously the Ozone Advance program is no longer, should we be continue to be guided by our Ozone Advance plan?
Well, I don't see why any of the activities would be any different. You might want to just change the name.
Anyone else have input on that? We could change the name, but there's also been suggestion, not that that's a bad idea, but there's also been suggestions in the past that it needs to be updated anyway. Does anyone else have any thoughts?
Yeah, Angie, this is Dina Boytalk. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. Hi, Dina.
Great. Sorry, I'm getting all these notifications that everything's been disabled. I'm not sure what's going on. Regardless, the Ozone Advance Plan was really a plan to try to avoid a non-attainment designation, and it was supposed to include certain elements of what kinds of things areas were doing to, reduce emissions or address emissions in their areas. And so I think that concept is still really important for the Pikes Peak area. Now, changing the name, may make sense, but I would suggest that this group consider, what that kind of plan, what they would like to include in it. And I think one of the first places is to include things that you're already doing. And so it's a way to put out publicly, the things that you're already doing, or the things that you are planning to do. And so it's also a great tool to share with the public. So for a variety of reasons, I would recommend, and I know I have really no say here, but I would recommend updating it, making it what this group needs it to be, whether it's capturing things that are already being done or using it as a communication tool or something else. But that's just my 2 cents.
Thanks, Dina. Any follow-up thoughts on Dina's points?
Hi there. Can you all hear me?
Yep.
Hey, this is Rick. I called in. Sorry, I'm not able to unmute myself or work my camera in the meeting room again. Yeah, I think I agree with Dina. I think there would be value in maybe continuing on and calling the plan something different. And I know other localities throughout the state, throughout the country, put together air quality plans or environmental plans with air quality sections that include their goals. So I don't think anything's really, kind of stopping the group from doing that. And like Dina said, I think it would be very worthwhile to do. And I'm sorry to hear that the program's been ended by EPA as well.
Also sorry to hear that. Thanks for your input. I'll if anyone else wants to have some input on that, feel free to interrupt me, but it seems like at least for now the group thinks that we should work on updating that if the name so we can figure out a plan of action about how we want to go about updating it. But it seems like that should be maybe a focus for this group moving forward. Okay, any last thoughts on that advanced program or advanced plan?
Can you remind me when it was last updated?
2020.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not that old. Okay, I am going to change seating positions because I'm going to change share my screen for this next item. So grab your snacks, just a minute. Okay, it seems like
Yes.
me, but I think you can see. Is that any issues? All great. Okay. So all of this that I'm going to show is in your AQ packet materials. I've also created a shared drive for this group to access. So last meeting we had a conversation about how everyone can help spread the word on ozone season. And Kenzie and I created a variety of tools to help you all communicate what ozone season will do. This is what it looks like in the shared drive. I'll be sending this link out to everyone. My hope is that you this maybe with maybe not everyone else use tools to communicate, and we can collectively have a more broad voice through these tools. So know some of you who are part of QTC aren't necessarily the communications people for your organization. So let me know what you need for me to share these with your communications people. So drive is air quality. So you will be able to log into this shared drive with the email that you use the email that I have for you, whatever you're right. So in here we had previously shared our air quality awareness week with everyone. Those are in there. It's a shared drive. Is, there's a lot of stuff in here, and those are it's hard to spout. So if you prefer, I can do that, but we also plan on updating this periodically, so you can have updated materials. So in this ozone season communications folder, we have images that you can use. That's the top one that you can use in your social media posts, and the social posts are in this social media toolkit. So I'll open that just to show real quick, and it looks very much like the social media toolkit that we have quality this week. So there's tools in there, you can read through that, or your communications people. Your birthday was today. This is one we use here for ourselves. But then we have, so this goes through our June, July topic. This being unaware. So we've developed content, have photo or images to use. So we're thinking roughly 2 posts per month. If you're to that, and then August has not yet been updated. So like I said, continue to update this material, and you continue using it through ozone season. And then those images for all of the posts are in the ozone season image, and give you them in a different format. We've also created 2 newsletter blogs. If you'd like we know, for example, you're on the spot, you can use this as like Pacific Public the blog. This would be a place to put these newsletters or blogs. I don't need to open those up, but read through, adjust them any way that you like. So I'll just open it to show you that you can also come over here and download in any format that you want. I'm sure you guys all know how to use a computer, but just in case there's anyone who hasn't used Google Drive before, download it. You can customize, download a Word doc and edit it yourself so it meets the content that your organization prefers. There's 2 blogs in there. We have one called a newsletter. I like. And then this other in here is from the city of Fountain. They have some slides up in their community that circulate. I'm feature that in your shared buildings, whatever. Can you the PDF is whatever or the and ozone actions that we heard about at our last AQTC meeting. So these in help for you to help us spread the word about ozone. So PPAs, you will be getting this stuff out for our communication channels, and the intent, as mentioned, is for you all to help us spread the word further. So I am going to go ahead and stop sharing my computer, and if anyone had comments, okay, does anyone have any thoughts on whether they'll be able to help us with communications? or any other tools you'd like to see that would be helpful?
Hey, Angie, this is Bob Tomlinson from Peterson. We are working with our public affairs people to get stuff out periodically in our weekly newsletter and our housing residents. Our biggest problem is Google Docs, your SharePoint site is blocked by Space Force, so I can't even get to your information. And it's just yours isn't the only problem. I can't get on CDPHE's regulation website either. I have to go home, download them, and email them to myself.
Okay, I can email it to you if that's
Well, let me try it from home on my personal computer, and if I can get it that way, then it's no big deal. I just haven't tried it from home yet.
okay. I'm happy to email it to you. I just want to do what's easiest for you guys. If it saves you a step, I don't mind. That's a lot of attachments, so I wanted to, not overload your email boxes.
I'll send you a message if I need
Okay.
to. I just gotta try it from home first.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll send that link to the share drive out after the meeting, and if you have any follow-up thoughts or comments, you know how to reach me. And then if there's no other comments, we'll go on to our next item C. Cool. Okay, then for our July meeting, I want to pick your brains, and I know we talked in the past about what kinds of things you'd like to hear about. We'll have an update in July about the status of this group being transitioned to a working group, because we'll have our board meeting in the early July, and then we'll have some final answers for you at that meeting. But other than that, ozone season is happening right now, so we can discuss those things, and we can also continue to talk about our ozone advance plan update. So thing that people want to hear about, learn about, or discuss at our July meeting. I know you've had lots of time to think about that. Okay, so for that meeting, I will probably be sending out an email to see if anyone has agenda suggestions, since I didn't give you a lot of time to think about that. But I just want to make sure that this meeting is capturing the content that is useful for everyone. So if you have suggestions, feel free to send them my way.
So Angie and Rick, I think with that update on the ozone season, I think that would be really interesting. I would love to hear more because I know we've had wildfire influence early. So what the state knows so far. I know we just had the update from Scott Landis, and that was awesome, but information about this season would be great, and kind of the process of what you do to evaluate, not only just flag the data that may be wildfire influence, but then the decision making that goes into determining whether or not to pursue an exceptional events demonstration would be great. Another suggestion or option might be, there's there was a summertime aerial flight study where they collected all kinds of data along the northern Front Range. What's going on with that study? I know you got the data last year, and then NOAA was going to be crunching the data and analyzing it, and then NOAA's funding got yanked. So what's going on with the data that was collected, and what might it, did it have any data points that came from the Pikes Peak area? Those are just a couple of suggestions I would put out there.
Can you remind me that was
Yeah. I get a link. Rick, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I think so, and I don't have an update on it, but yeah, I'm fairly certain. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
We can look into that. It seems like I do remember hearing about it as well. It was going to be pretty interesting, and I don't know the status of it either. Okay. Thanks for those suggestions, Dina. We are also coordinating to get more of a ozone season update from CDPHE next month as well. So yeah. Okay, the next thing that we have here is just an information item. The Colorado Air Quality Enterprise has funded a variety of ozone projects, and some of them they're in different status of where they are in their there's a link there, and it has a bunch of information on each project, so you can check that out. And then we will go into any member entity announcements. Does anyone want to make any announcements about work they're doing on air quality or other efforts related to air quality? Not to put you on the spot, but I thought CDPHE might have an announcement.
So Sakota here. I'm not sure. I apologize if this is where I'm supposed to be giving some ozone updates, but I'd be happy to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I did have some slides. I'm going to attempt to share it. If I have any trouble, I will let you know. 1 second. Please let me know if you're able to see these slides. Are you able to?
Oh, they just popped up.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So today I'm just going to give a really quick overview of the ozone monitoring data that we've collected for May and some of June. Note that there have been no days within those months that we've flagged for stratospheric intrusions. So very quickly, this is the monitoring data. Please let me know if it's actually moving to the next slide because I had trouble with it. Okay, perfect. So this is the May 2025 monitor data from all of May. We did have a couple of exceedances for the 70 parts per billion and one for the 75 parts per billion standard. I do want to note that for the Colorado Springs area, which those two monitors are highlighted in green, which is the Air Force Academy and the Manitou monitors, did not have any exceedances within the month of May. For the fourth max average as well, pointing out the deep green highlighted areas, those are the Colorado Springs areas. Those also did not have any exceedances for the 70 nor the 75 parts per billion requirement. As far as exceedances, this is just at a glance. And please let me know if any of the additional data outside of the Colorado Springs area is important to you guys, since this is the first presentation that I'll be making. I'll be happy to include any additional information that I'm able to share with you guys within the presentation. So while we're going through, if there's something that catches your interest or you'd like a little bit more explanation on any of the data, please let me know. So for the entire 2025 thus far, there have been no exceedances for the Colorado Springs area, which is great. And that includes both the 70 and the 75 parts per billion amount. I also wanted to include June so far. I feel like this might be helpful. It does include until June 19th, please note. And it's been a good month so far. Again, the two monitors I want to highlight for you guys would be the Air Force Academy and the Manitou monitors, and those did not see any exceedances for June so far. So I'll just kind of pause here and then let me know so I can notate for future presentations if something is more important to you guys or less important that I can include for the following meetings. Okay. If no questions or anything, I will stop sharing. And thank you for having me.
Thanks, Dakota. I think that no one is bringing up any other missing information, but from my perspective, that seems really great. If anyone has suggestions on other things you'd like, update from CDPHE, from Dakota, let us know.
Sounds good.
Anyone else have announcements that you're interested in sharing here? Anything that people may collaborate on? We had Bike to Work Day today. That was terrific. All right. I do have one other announcement. I'll be creating a survey for the AQTC just to make sure, get some input from everyone. It'll be anonymous. So I just want your feedback on this meeting and what you want from this meeting, what you want from AQTC. So I'll be sharing that out before the July meeting. And just hopefully everyone can take maybe a few short minutes to complete that. I'd really like your feedback. So I'll get that out soon, but watch for that in your inbox. Okay. Then with that, if anyone has nothing else or nobody has anything else, then we can close it up and see everyone in July.